Mr. Obvious? Let's take a call. Hello, Mr. Obvious Show?
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, good to hear from you, caller.
Mr. Obvious, I need some help.
Well, that's what I'm here for, to help.
Oh, great.
Caller.
Yeah, right here.
Caller, in order for Mr. Obvious to help you, Mr. Obvious must know the nature of your problem.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Mr. Obvious. Well, here's my problem. My dishwasher quit working.
Oh, boy, that is a problem.
Oh, yeah, you're telling me I got a bunch of dirty dishes stacked up in the sink like you wouldn't believe.
Well, let's see. When did your dishwasher stop working, caller?
Gosh, I guess it's been about a week ago.
Mm-hmm. Now, have you checked your fuses?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was the first thing I did, and everything checked out fine.
Does the dishwasher do anything at all?
No, nothing. Just sits there.
It's possible that you might have burned up the motor.
Ooh, that's bad. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't know if I told you this, but there's a real bad smell. Would that be caused by the motor?
Well, certainly a motor burning is not a pleasant olfactory experience.
well, yeah, Mr. Obvious, I'm sure it's not, but the problem is it really stinks.
Do you have an instruction manual with the dishwasher?
No. I don't see anything like that.
Well, a lot of folks don't keep those. That's Mr. Obvious tip. Should probably do that. Is there a card on the dishwasher with a number that you could call for customer service, possibly?
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I did find a card, and there was a phone number on it, and I called it, but Mr. Obvious, I couldn't understand a word they were saying, and they really didn't help me at all.
Huh. Speaking a lot of technical jargon, were they?
I guess that's what you call it.
Well, let's see. How old was the dishwasher, caller?
I'm not sure. I'd have to guess around 20 years old, about that.
My goodness, 20 years old? Well, there's your problem right there.
Really, you think?
Well, I would say so. Once a dishwasher is about 15 years old, it's going to malfunction and need some regular maintenance.
15? Well, you mean they just wear out like that?
Oh, my, yes, they sure do.
So, you think I should get a new one?
Well, I think that would be the cheapest route.
Geez, well, that's really going to cost me, huh? What do you think a new one will run?
Oh, I don't know. A good one, probably $300-400.
Wow, you're kidding. That seems kind of expensive, Mr. Obvious. I mean, I was only paying about $25 a week for mine.
Oh, so you were renting. Rent to own. Yeah, that could be a way to get one if you can't afford to scrape up the initial cost.
Yeah, I guess that was my deal. Tell you the truth, Mr. Obvious, I didn't even know you could buy them.
Well, yes, caller, after 20 years at $25 per week, my goodness, you more than paid for a dishwasher.
Yeah, I guess. I'll tell you what, though, Mr. Obvious, I didn't mind paying that much because, I got to tell you, I always had clean dishes.
Well, maybe you could replace, get the exact same model of dishwasher. What kind did you have? Was it made in America?
No, I don't think so. I think he was from Mexico.
I'm sorry, did you say Mexico?
Yeah, I think he was from down around Tijuana. I think so.
Okay. He was from Tijuana?
Yeah, I think so.
You say you found a little card on your dishwasher?
Yeah, the one with the phone number on there and everything.
What, just out of curiosity, caller, what color was that little card you found on the dishwasher?
I don't see what that's got to do with anything.
Well,
Mr. Obvious.
Just humor me, caller.
It was green. Why?
What? Why? Caller! Do you realize you spent the better part of 3 minutes talking to me with a 20-year-old Mexican man lying there dead in your kitchen?
What do you mean dead?
I mean, he's no longer alive. For crying out loud, caller. That's why your dishwasher isn't working. He's dead. You didn't call a customer service line. You probably called his family in Mexico. It's not a burnout motor you're smelling. It's decomposing flesh.
You mean Miguel is dead, Mr. Obvious?
Yes, he's dead. And that's why, of course, you're unable to wash your dishes.
Huh. I never made the connection. Well, Mr. Obvious, you think he's still under warranty? And I could take him back or something?
That's all the time we have for this week's show. Well, talk to more callers next time.
Hey, Mr. Obvious?
Yes?
Thanks, Mr. Obvious. You're a lifesaver.
Yeah, lifesaver. Mr. Obvious, goodbye.
Big Harry Carey fan. I love it. I love Harry Carey, and I love and I just Harry, of course, did the first baseball game ever played. You guys are aware of that.
Sure.
Yeah, he was the only guy around at that time.
Sure.
To do that game, and it was wonderful. I got an old tape of it, and I listened to it all the time. Hello, fans. This is Harry Carey. Welcome to today's game between the Bethlehem Braves and the Jerusalem Giants. Kind of a sparse crowd here today, as a plague of locusts has made it tough to get out to the ballpark. You can hear the vendors, hey, manna, get your manna. Who wants bread from heaven? It's hot. It's fresh. It just fell. Hot manna here. Penance, our fathers, Hail Marys. Can't get absolution without an act of contrition. Who wants a rosary here? Water. Uh-oh. Wine! Who wants wine now? Peter looks into Jesus for the sign. Jesus gives him the sign. Holy cow! Peter denies it. He gives it to him again. He denies it again. Once more. That's 3 times, and Jesus is out to give Peter a sermon on the mound. Jesus, of course, the big hero in yesterday's game, came up in the bottom of the 9th with the Braves down 3-0 and hit a bases-empty grand slam. Fans, we haven't had a miracle like that since we had fishes and loaves night here. I had a chance to talk with the Savior after the game, and this is what he had to say. Well, Harry, the ball was on the outside part of the plate. I was not time to make contact. First of all, I want to thank my father for loading the bases. Muchas gracias, señor. And also the Holy Ghost for breaking up the double play. Back to live action. Lazarus up to the plate now. What's that? Oh, I'm sorry. Lazarus up to the plate now. Here's the pitch. Oh, no, he's hit. He's hurt. He's down. Holy cow, he's dead. But wait a minute! He gets back up. That's the 6th time this week. That kid can take one for the team. Abraham up to the plate now, probably up here to sacrifice. Infield drawn in for the patriarch, and now there's some action in the Bethlehem bullpen. I can't quite make out the back of his robe. It is the big number 10, Moses, just called up from the Burning Bush League. Already gaining a reputation for that lightning-fast pickoff move, reminding those runners that thou shalt not steal. Let's give it over to Steve Stone. Thank you, Harry. Fans, you want to be here this Tuesday night when the Braves meet the Cavalry Cubs. It's going to be Nabisco Communion Wafer Day here at the ballpark. All fans 33 and under get a free Eucharist signed by the Savior himself. You know, fans, Nabisco Communion Wafers go down smooth. Won't stick to the roof of your mouth like those cheap imitation sacraments. Sure, they cost a little more, but when it comes to your eternal salvation, isn't it worth that extra buck in the collection plate? Remember, fans, the next time you go to the rail for that body and blood, ask for the host with the most. Ask for Nabisco. Thanks, Steve. Here's some scores now from around the league. A big upset. David 1, Goliath nothing. Ends a long win streak for the big guy. Oh, no, Job is on the 15-day disabled list with a bad case of leprosy. Pulled a hamstring. Pulled it right off. The Angels have set Lucifer down. That's a shame. When that fellow was in his prime, he could throw some heat. This year, his earned run average has ballooned to a hefty 6. And here's a partial score. Sodom and Gomorrah still tied at 69.
Have you ever had one of those days when nothing goes right? Your wife starts bitching about whatever it was she was bitching about last night. So you escape into the bathroom just to sit there on your throne. But after you finish your business, the toilet paper's gone. Well, it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path. 'Cause it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. Well, I was running late for work, so I poured me some coffee to go. And just before I had a flat tire, I spilled it all over my clothes. When the highway patrolman pulled up, I thought that help was on the way. But when he saw the tire tool in my hand, he shot me with pepper spray. Well, it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path. 'Cause it's a great day, y'all can sing it if you want to, for me to whoop somebody's ass. When I finally made it to work, I was 15 minutes late. I told my boss about the flat tire, but he fired me anyway. So here I am out in the parking lot, just waiting by his Corvette. I'm gonna give him a goodbye present that he never will forget. Let's sing together. Great day for me to whoop somebody's ass. It's a bad day, so you better get off my back. You might get cold cocked if you cross my path. 'Cause it's a great day for me to whoop somebody's ass.
Heidi ho, welcome to the Mr. Obvious Show. I am your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Hello, Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hey, Mr. Obvious, long-time listener, first-time caller.
What seems to be the problem?
Well, here's my problem.
Shoot.
My wife and I, we finally decided to take a trip to the big city.
Oh, yes?
It's a wedding anniversary.
Well, congratulations on that, and thanks for calling.
Thanks.
You know...
No, Mr. Obvious?
Yes?
No, that's not my problem.
Oh.
Like I said, we're going to go to the big city.
Uh-huh.
And we've been to some big cities. We've been to Springfield, Yazoo City, and we went to Morgan Springs last year. Some of the biggies, but we really wanted to see the biggest.
Oh, New York City.
No, we couldn't afford the airfare.
Oh.
So we settled for something closer to home. So we went to beautiful San Fran.
Cisco.
What's that?
Cisco?
Cisco. Where's Cisco?
San Francisco.
Oh, Twin Cities, eh?
Yeah, that's right. Twin City.
Well, cool. We might try to get there sometime, but we decided to go to San Fran. So first day we get there, I go out to see the sights on my own while the wife took a nap.
Oh, really? Was she feeling all right?
Yeah, she just likes to sleep quite a bit. Says she's been a little depressed lately.
I bet.
What was that?
I said you're all set. Ready to see the sights?
Yeah, yep. All set to see the sights. And so I walk and walk.
And walk.
And walk.
Uh-huh.
Finally, I get to one of them coffee shops that they got there.
Mm-hmm.
And I figure, I'm in a fancy coffee shop. I'm going to try me one of them cafe lattes.
Oh.
With milk.
Latte means with milk.
What's that?
What you said is the same as saying I'll have a cafe milk with milk.
Right, yeah, you got to have it with milk. That's the only way they're good.
Okay, please continue.
Yeah, so I have my cafe latte with milk.
Mm-hmm.
I go to pay for it, and I realize I forgot my wallet back at the hotel.
Oh.
Right, so it's a mess. Why? I don't want to call my wife because, she's
sleeping and depressed.
Right. So I says to myself, what would I do if I was back at home?
Uh-huh.
Well, I decided I'll hitchhike.
Hitchhike in San Francisco.
No, this was when I was in San Fran.
Right, yeah, I forgot. Yeah.
Right, so I go out on the street there, and I stick my hand up, and, well, pardon my French, Mr. O, but dang it if somebody doesn't stop on a dime.
Huh.
Right then, just came by and picked me up right there.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was a race car driver to boot.
Did you say a race car driver?
Yeah, he had those checkered flags, the race car flags all over the car.
Mm-hmm.
And real fancy car, had all kinds of electronic accessories and junk inside.
Right.
Well, I kind of felt sorry for him.
Sorry, why's that?
Well, I was kind of worried about getting in there because he had this big old bandage on his head.
Uh-huh.
His head was all wrapped up. And
Yeah.
I got kind of worried and thought, well, maybe he's had some kind of head injury or something.
Mm-hmm. Should I get in the car?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, Mr. Obviously seemed to drive fine.
Mm-hmm.
And he took me right where I was going back to the hotel there, and it was great and everything, but I'll be darned, I think that head injury turned him mean.
How so, caller?
Well, Mr. O, he tried to rob me.
He tried... You mean he asked for money at the end of the ride?
Exactly. I go to get out of the car, and I said, thanks a bunch.
Uh-huh.
Well, hold on, where's my money, and I asked him what he was talking about, and it was really weird. He was real specific about it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was robbing me for $12.56.
Caller, sounds to me like...
Like a robbery, yeah.
No, well, no. I think what you got a hold of there is a taxi cab.
Taxi cab.
Yeah, they charge people money when they drive you wherever you want to go, and you pay the fee for whatever the trip costs. It's a service in the big cities.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's a cab.
A cab?
Right.
Oh, well, now that's making sense, because I was wondering why I thought he had a misspelling on his paint job there, because it said, I thought it was supposed to say car. Cab, huh?
It's C-A-R, but it said C-A-B.
B, right.
Huh. Yeah, it was a cab.
Cab.
Yeah.
We made the connection.
Join us again next time on the Mr. Obvious Show.
Mr. Obvious?
Yeah.
that whole cab theory is kind of making sense now. They have a lot of people ride around in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that explains it. Cabs smell like an old whore.
Yeah.
B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. A couple of frat guys from Abilene drove out all night to see Robert Earl Keen at the K-Pig Swine and Soiree dance. They wore baseball caps and khaki pants. They wanted cigarettes, so to save a little money, they got one from this hippie that smelled kind of funny. And the next thing they knew, they were both really hungry and pretty thirsty, too. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. Found a store with the sign, said their beer was coldest, so they sent in Brad, 'cause he looked the oldest. He got a case of beer and a candy bar, walked over to where all them registers are, laid his fake ID on the countertop. The clerk looked, he turned, he looked back up, he stopped, he said, "Son, I'm not going to call the cops, but I'm going to have to keep this card." The guys both took it pretty hard. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. Oh, how happy we would be had we only brought a better fake ID on this B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. They found this other old hippie named Sleepy John. He claimed to be the one from the Robert Earl Keen song, so they gave him all their cash. He bought them some brew. It was a beautiful day out in Santa Cruz. They were feeling so good it should have been a crime. The crowd was cool and the band was prime. They made it back up front to their seats just in time so they could sing with all their friends. They say the road goes on forever and the party never ends. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. All we need is a 10 and a 5 or a car and a key and a sober driver. B-double-E-double-R-U-N, beer run. Yeah.
Righty ho, welcome to the Mr. Obvious Show. I am your host, Mr. Obvious. Let's take a call. Hello, Mr. Obvious Show.
Mr. Obvious?
Yeah.
Mayday, Mayday, Mr. Obvious?
Hello, yes, speaking.
Oh, geez, Mr. Obvious, I'm glad you answered. Listen, I got a big problem.
Calm down, caller. What's the problem? What's the problem?
Mr. Obvious, me and my wife, we just got carjacked. I got carjacked, Mr. Obvious.
Caller, are you all right? Is your wife okay?
Yeah, we're okay. Luckily, they didn't hurt us or anything, but I don't know what to do.
You've been carjacked?
Yeah, my car, it's gone, Mr. Obvious.
Now, how did this happen, caller?
Oh, geez, it was terrible. Well, it's our anniversary, Mr. Obvious.
Oh, well, happy anniversary.
Thanks, we're married 15 years today.
Wow.
15 wonderful years. So I decided to take the wife out to a nice dinner, you know.
Yeah, to celebrate, sure.
You know, one of them real nice fancy restaurants, Mr. Obvious. Real expensive.
Right.
All right, so we're all excited. We get dressed up and we go downtown.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we got here, we got carjacked.
Wait a minute. As soon as you got to the restaurant, you got carjacked?
Oh, it was unbelievable. It's a pretty nice part of town. I can't believe this type of thing happened.
Okay, now calm down and explain to me just exactly what happened when you got carjacked.
Well, we pull up to the restaurant, and just as I start to open the door, this punk comes up and pulls me out of the car. He takes off with my car, Mr. Obvious.
You're kidding me.
No, it was horrible.
My goodness, this is horrible. Have you called the police?
Well, no. I mean, luckily I just happened to have my cell phone with me. I called you first thing, Mr. Obvious. I don't know what to do.
I see. Okay, well, I guess maybe we could get a description of, did you see the man that carjacked you? Did your wife see him?
Well, yeah, we both got a pretty good look at it. It was probably 5'10".
Yeah.
Dark hair, mustache.
Right.
He was wearing black pants.
Yes.
And a long sleeve white shirt. And a burgundy vest.
Hey, well, just a question here. Did he have a bow tie on?
Yeah, had a bow tie. Oh man, Mr. Obvious, have you seen this guy? You didn't get carjacked, did you?
No, caller, and I don't think you did either, caller.
No, just like 5 minutes ago, Mr. Obvious.
No, caller. Yeah, follow me now. Okay. Did they give you any sort of piece of paper or anything when they supposedly carjacked you?
Oh, I know what you're thinking.
What?
it's gang related, isn't it?
Well,
I think you're right. I think it is. I think they're like the member of the 433rd Street gang or something.
well, they gave you a piece of paper with 433 on it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you know what? I think you're right. There must be like their gang colors, that burgundy vest.
Uh-huh.
Is it Crips or Bloods?
Neither, caller. Here's what you got. I think what you have, the situation there is a valet. Valet.
So that's a different gang from the Bloods or Crips, kind of a meaner gang?
No. It's a valet parker. He comes, he takes your car, he parks it for you, and then when you get done, you go out and you give him that ticket, the 433rd Street gang.
Right.
Give him the 433 ticket, and he'll know which car is yours, and then he'll bring it around for you, and you drive off happily ever after.
So let me get this straight, Mr. Obvious. I just hand him back this little ticket, and he goes and gets my car. That's it?
Well, it is customary to leave the valet parker a gratuity, a tip, if you will.
Oh, I get you. It's a profit deal, isn't it? It's some kind of scam.
Well,
it's a bribery, like a blackmail thing.
No.
They hold my car hostage.
No.
I got to pay to get it back. Is that what it is?
No, caller. It's a service provided by the restaurant. It lets you eat in peace and knowing your car is safe, and they bring your car around for you. There's nothing underhanded about it. It's just a service that the restaurant provides.
Valet Parker.
Mm-hmm. It's not a carjacker.
Not a carjacker. Huh. Never made a connection.
No. You and your wife have a nice rest of the evening, and remember to go out and pick up your car.
You're sure it's not a gang? Because there's a whole bunch of these guys, and
I know.
They must have got 20 cars while I was standing here, Mr. Officer.
Yeah, I know. It's a service, and they're all dressed alike, right?
Yeah, all wearing the gang colors.
I know. It's not a gang. They're all valet parkers.
I wrote down the license number. You need that?
No, it's a valet parker. Caller. It's okay.
Okay, yeah. Whatever you say, Mr. Obvious.
All right, have a nice rest of the evening, caller.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Thanks for calling.
I think Mr. Obvious is full of shit.
Join us again next time on the Mr. Obvious Show.
But I don't care what they say, 'cause my love is so strong. They tell us we should be ashamed. We're not husband and wife, but I cherish each moment with you. I'm so glad you're in my life. You're my prison bitch, you're not like other men. I'm glad we share a prison cell when lights go out at 10. I can't escape the way I feel, now that would be a crime. As long as I am doing you, I don't mind doing time. 'Cause you're my prison bitch, and I have no regrets. I got you for a candy bar and a pack of cigarettes. At first you were resistant, but now you are my friend. I knew that I would get you in the end. Prison bitch, I guess that you were sent from up above. Yeah. Prison bitch. And now you are my prisoner.
I'm your prison bitch, and you're a sex machine. I only have but one request. How about some Vaseline?
Shut up!
I'm tired of this prison cell. I need to get away. They sentenced me to 7 years, not 7 times a day. I'm your prison bitch, you nymphomaniac.
Come here!
I really hate these knockers that you've tattooed on my back. I thought that I could break away, but now I'm losing hope. God, I'm tired of picking up the soap.
Bend over, prison bitch. Turn out the lights, 'cause I can hardly wait. Prison bitch.
When I get out, I'm ready straight.
You're my prison bitch. I'll never say goodbye. You're not like all the others. Too bad they had to die.
On second thought, I think I'll stay if you want me to. Your prison bitch is never leaving you.
Yeah, at first you were my cellmate, but now you're my soulmate. So come here, baby. Come here.
Oh, no, not again. Now I know why they call you a hardened criminal.
Hang on. You're about to find out why they call this the pokey.
Mr. Obvious Show. Let's take a call. Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious?
Speaking.
Hi, Mr. Obvious, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, thanks very much for the call.
Well, thank you, Mr. Obvious, for taking my call.
Well, you're very welcome.
All right, bye.
Now remember, if you have a problem, you too can call the Mr. Obvious Show and speak to me personally. My name? Why? It's Mr. Obvious. Let's take another call. Mr. Obvious Show.
Hello, is this Mr. Obvious? Hi, Mr. Obvious, long-time listener, second-time caller.
Well, welcome to the program, caller. How can I help?
Well, Mr. Obvious, I need some advice on cooking a turkey.
Well, to be quite honest, caller, it's not as difficult as it may sound.
Well, then that's what they say, Mr. Obvious, but I tell you what, I tried cooking one the last 5 years, and I just haven't had any success.
Well, now, let's start at the beginning. Do you have a big roasting pan?
Well, I sure do, Mr. Obvious.
Good. Now, do you have an oven?
Well, of course I do, Mr. Obvious. I'm no idiot, Mr. Obvious. I'm not like a lot of those people that call your show.
Well, now, please don't take offense, caller. It's just that sometimes my callers are, well, how should I put this? A little naive.
Well, I got you, Mr. Obvious.
So again, caller, don't take offense at this question. Do you actually have a turkey?
Sure, Mr. Obvious. I got a nice big 25-pound turkey.
Whoa. Great. Well, caller, I don't mind telling you that you do, in fact, seem a little more astute than many of my callers.
Gee, thanks, Mr. Obvious. Coming from you, that means a lot.
Okay, you have a turkey, you have a pan, you have an oven. Have you stuffed your turkey, caller?
Oh, yeah, that's all done.
Preheated the oven?
Yep.
Again, caller, I don't want to belabor the point, but you really seem to have something on the ball. It's callers like you that I hope to attract when I first started the Mr. Obvious program.
Thanks again, Mr. Obvious. Makes me proud.
In fact, Mr. Obvious is a little bit puzzled at this point as to why you haven't been able to successfully cook your turkey in the past.
Well, I am too, Mr. Obvious.
All right, what exactly's happened in the previous years when you tried to cook your turkey?
Well, you know, usually the problem is the turkey's just too tough.
Too tough, you say?
Oh, yeah, real tough.
Now, do you baste the turkey?
Yep, I tried that, and it didn't seem to help.
Have you thought about putting the turkey in a bag?
In a bag, Mr. Obvious?
Yes, sirree, caller. Many people swear by this method of cooking a turkey.
That sounds kind of hard, Mr. Obvious.
Hard? Why no, caller. It's not hard at all.
Well, if you say so, can you hang on a second? I can give it a try while I got you on the phone here.
Well, normally Mr. Obvious is pressed for time, but for a caller like you, I'll spare a few seconds. Go ahead, put your turkey in the bag. I'll hold on.
Great, thanks, Mr. Obvious. I'll be right back. All right, come here, boys. Get in this bag.
What's
here
going
now.
on there?
All right, come on.
No.
Calm down, boy.
What the heck?
Come on, get in the bag, little feller.
What's going on there? Caller.
Don't fight me.
Caller.
Oh,
Hello?
oh, Dad, scum it.
Why do I even try? Oh, boy.
Mr. Obvious?
Hello? Yes, caller?
Yeah, it's not going to work. I'm telling you, he's just too tough. I can't get him in there. You figure even if I did get him in there, if he can get out of a roasting pan like he has in the last 5 years, I don't see how a paper bag is going to hold him very long.
Your turkey's alive, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's alive. There's no doubt about that. He's a tough old bird.
You've been trying to cook the same live turkey for 5 years, Carl?
Sure have, and haven't had a bit of success, Mr. Obvious.
Well, I can't help but saying Mr. Obvious is saddened by this turn of events.
I know what you mean, Mr. Obvious. My little girl, she gets sad every year when I try to pop this doggone turkey in the oven.
Well, apparently I'm not the judge of character and intellect that I presumed that I was. Caller, hey, here's an idea. Have you ever thought about killing the turkey?
Tell you what, Mr. Obvious, I've sure thought about it a couple times. Man, when that sucker bites me, I just want to wring his neck. Sometimes all that gobbling drives me up the wall. I've never been so mad that I actually seriously thought about killing him.
Uh-huh. Caller, you can't cook the turkey until he's dead.
Really?
Yes, really. You cook dead turkeys, not live ones.
I never made the connection.
Yeah. Hey, that's all the time we have for today.
Hey, Mr. Obvious?
Yes, caller.
Thanks, Mr. Obvious. You're a lifesaver.
I appreciate it. Join us next week for another.
Hey, Mr. Obvious?
Yeah.
One more thing. How long do turkeys typically live?
Join us next week for Mr. Obvious
Orange barrels everywhere I see. Orange barrels looking back at me. Look at Larry, Darrell, and Darrell standing next to the orange barrel looking back at me. They have signs that say slow down. I drive 25 through town. Their faces are dark and dirty and brown. They're looking back at me. Orange barrels everywhere I see. Orange barrels, why can't I be free? Look at Larry, Darrell, and Darrell standing next to the orange barrel in their orange vest apparel looking back at me. They stand in their stinking sweat. I haven't seen them working yet. They have to pee in a portalet and their butt crack smiles at me. If I could fly, I'd leave this world behind, and I'd free up my mind from this debris. And the orange barrels looking back at me. Orange barrels everywhere I see. Orange barrels looking back at me. Look at Larry, Darrell, and Darrell standing next to the orange barrel in their orange vest apparel. They piss off my girlfriend Carol, who's sitting next to me. She makes calls on my cell phone. All she does is piss and moan. I should have left her big fat ass at home or have her service me. Look at Larry, Darrell, and Darrell standing next to the orange barrel in their orange vest apparel. They piss off my girlfriend Carol, whose favorite act is Willie Farrell. He's a comic just like me. We drive through the rain and snow to orange barrels. Here we go. Will the work get done? Well, no one knows. It remains a mystery. Orange barrels.
I always heard they deserved I just could not wait to find out for myself.
Don't knock it till you've tried it. Well, I've tried it, my friend, and I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
I learned a hard lesson in a small Texas town.
He fired up a fat boy and he passed him around.
The last words I spoke before they tucked me in.
I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
I'll never smoke
weed with Willie again. My party's all over before it began. You can pour me some old Whiskey River, my friend, but I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
I hopped on his old bus, the Honeysuckle Road.
The party was Vegas, it was after the show.
Alone in the front lounge, just me and him.
With one parting puff, grim creeper sat in. I'll never smoke weed with Willie again. My party's all over before it began. You can pour me some old Whiskey River, my friend, but I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
Now we're passing the guitar, telling good jokes.
I know one's a-comin' 'cause I'm smelling smoke.
No, I do not partake, I just let it pass by.
With a smile on my face and a great contact high. I'll never smoke weed with Willie again. My party's all over before it began. You can pour me some old Whiskey River, my friend, but I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
In the fetal position, with drool on my chin,
I messed up and smoked weed with Willie again.